and today we are going to be talking about CodeMiko, and I want to start with this right here. This is all about extremes. So maybe she might do extreme things, she might think in an extreme way, she might act in an extreme way, but I just think this is awesome. She might have an organized mess. This is the type of extremes that we're talking about, but paired with this, she really does have the capability of being able to have exaggerated expressions. So she also has the capability of being able to like equalize that out. So that's quite interesting to see about her. Now, right down here, this means that she is a person with a lot of vitality and she is a fighter as well. What's probably important to her is movement, because I'm sure she feels better after she releases some of that. Right here, this is about focus, it's about inaction, and together, it's about concentration and determination. But how can inaction benefit concentration? Well, you gotta stop and slow down and be still so that you can focus and have that concentration. And ultimately, it will come out as people seeing you as this determined being. And I'm sure that people see your commitment once you are focused. What's really, really important for CodeMiko is that she needs to be patient. There's at least 3 different places in her chart that show that she should not be a spontaneous being. I bet when she is a spontaneous being, she ends up being like, oh, why did I just commit to that? Or, oh, why did I get rid of that? So, she really needs to take a moment to step back when she's making decisions. She has the capability of holding on to things that are no longer healthy for her, whether it's people, places, things, or experiences, or it could be the complete opposite. She could be like, F this, F you, my good support system, I got this. I don't need you anymore. And she lets go of the good support system. So it's a fragile balance of making sure that she understands what really is correct for her. And her body will tell her that. I'm sure that as a viewer, you possibly have noticed different verbal sounds coming from her, like giggles or frustration, anger, grunts, moans, groans, ahas, uh-uhs. Well, those sounds are her really showing what's correct for her or not, and what she should really focus on and fight for. This could be what she focuses on, the enthusiasm for the details that she does have. She could also focus on the role of self and how she puts herself out into the world, or she could focus on her creative self expression, or she could be the listener. That's what she could be focusing on and concentrating on. But what's actually really important is this. This here is about this creative melancholy, or this melancholy feeling that is on or off. It's this mechanical thing that just happens. So you're going to be melancholy or sad or feel uncomfortable in some type of way because something's not moving forward. You're just sitting in the blahness, and that's okay. There's nothing that you need to do. There's nothing that you need to force. Just allow that melancholy to sit in. And you don't even have to identify why you feel that way. But what's nice about this is that melancholy will go away just as suddenly as it came. And that's when there's this light at the end of the tunnel for CodeMiko. Her creative switch was off, but then it'll turn back on again, and then there'll be that creative role of self showing herself back out into the world. Right here, it's about knowing where to get the resources, and this is all about being competitive. So, there's a lot of different things that we could talk about. And if you want to stick for the hippy dippy stuff, sure, stick around. And my name is Katie Lynn, and I do this over on my channel, so don't forget to smash that follow button. So, right here, this is about CodeMiko knowing what environment would be correct for her. So, when she steps into a place, she'll say, or her body will just, move towards it. Let's do it. So when her body's like, no, or I don't want to be here, or as soon as she steps in, she's like, oh, she really needs to listen to that, because this is really telling her that she's going to be having the wrong opportunities with the wrong people. She really needs to just exit and possibly just go across the street or next door, and that's where she needs to be. She doesn't need to go above and beyond to be inspired or to be inspirational. She doesn't have to have all of the answers. Whatever she knows is what she knows, and that's fine. So let's kind of put that all together. CodeMiko is a person who really does need to take their time, because although she is a person who does have these extremes, she is also a person who can focus. She has this great vitality for life, and she is a fighter. So through that melancholy, she doesn't have to do anything, because her creative self expression, role of self, will come back out again, and she will have those, that enthusiasm for those details, making sure that the community comes together. This is all about her knowing where the resources are, so that when the community does need that support, this is where the police stations come from. This is where ambulance and hospitals come from. So, in any variety of that. Earlier, we described it as down here is the bride and groom, and this is the husband and wife. So, just kind of take that analogy of like that coming togetherness, that those contracts, and that's who she is. She's all about her community, all about the tribe, and she really does need to listen to her body, because then the proper people will stay in her life, her proper direction will come, and the proper inspiration and all the things she needs to know will properly settle into her life. So, the type of people that she needs in her life in order to be successful is that of a role model. Shoot, I said that wrong. The type of environment that she needs to be in is an environment of role models. What does that mean? Is that like she has this three-part life that she's going to move through in her environment, and she's going to bump into things, and she's going to find the holes in things, and she's going to turn into this wise sage after she's really healed herself after bumping into things. So she needs an environment where she can grow. That's what type of environment she needs. And the type of people that she needs in order to be successful is her network. This is where her opportunities are. Her brotherhood, her sisterhood, where there's a tight few, but then there's many. Now, a question was asked in chat as we were talking about CodeMiko, and the question says, can these lines change? And that's a very good question. They don't. This is who CodeMiko is for the rest of her life. That was my phone ringing. The school apparently called. So, I only do one takes too, so this ain't getting edited. The lines stay the same your whole life, but then there are different periods in your life where different energetic overlays happen. And the first one for CodeMiko happened when she was 29. You can see that right above my head. And she's still learning these lessons, and she'll probably learn them all the way up until, I don't know, 41, 42, and she'll start feeling the cusp of her next overlay of energy in life. So she's going to possibly feel judged in this part of her life. She possibly feels like maybe she's struggling for some things that aren't really worth struggling for. Um, and maybe her power is some different things that she's learning about as well. Um, and maybe the way she thinks. So these are different lessons that she's really going through right now. And yeah, she's really learning about her power right now. Um, since she's been 29 years old. So I wonder if we go Google, her, where I mean, in my opinion, her power started when she graduated from her education. That is power. That's awesome. I mean, she was always a powerhouse before that, but why, since the age of 29, has she been learning about power in a different way? Is it because she's well known now? Is she struggling with power? Are people feeling like she's judging them? But what the point of this is that this is all about fighting for things that are worth it, struggling for things that are worth it, taking risks for things that are worth it. So instead of feeling compromised by them, make sure that she's following what is worth it for her. And then right here, this energetic overlay is all about her bringing the collective to a better state than it was before. And how is she going to do that? With a message. So, when she's 44, all of that crap's going to go away. This message, this struggle, this, judgment. And then this is going to pop in. Maybe she's going to be put into management, in a position of management and power and control in her early 40s, like 42, 44. Now she's only 33, I think. So we can check to see what happens. But long story short, this is who she is. We can talk about different stuff, about how she feels when she sleeps, and we can talk about the type of way she thinks, about this is what we see her doing, being this very concentrated being, and this is really what she thinks she is. And oh yeah, we could go on forever. So I'm just going to end it here. Don't forget to smash that follow button. Thank you for watching.